Cricbuzz chatter at the end of day 3, and this game is still wide open. I'll tell you what, Test cricket will never stop surprising you. I mean, I thought I'd be sitting at the end of day 3, and I thought that after sort of a day and a bit, that we'd be doing a post-mortem on the game, but that's not to be. And this game is still wide open with possibilities, and that is where we say welcome to Michael Vaughan, who's joining us, and 171, Michael. So I'm going to ask you about two things straight up front. What do you make of 171, first of all? But I'm going to rewind a little bit. 1 wicket down by lunch, and you said India would win, and it was 1 wicket down by lunch.
Harsha, you're turning into the octopus from the World Cup a few years ago in football, where the octopus could predict what was happening and the scores that were going to take place and who was going to get through. You said that India would be 1 down at lunch. They have been 1 down at lunch. You said that Rohit Sharma was going to get a century, and Rohit Sharma has got the 3 figures. India are in the box seat, no question. 2 days of sunshine. Again, that will surprise you. 2 days of sunshine in London on Sunday and Monday. 171 is not a huge number at the minute, but with 7 wickets remaining, Virat Kohli looking like he's in the mood. The move to Jadeja to play at number 5 seems to be working again in terms of nullifying that second new ball. I don't know what it is about you, Harsha, but can you predict my lottery numbers for this Saturday? I could do with a few quid.
You've got loads of quids on your own, Michael, but I don't know actually. What do they say on the gambling table? I haven't been there, but if you're ahead, take your profits and go. So I'm going to take my profits and go, and I'm not making any more predictions. I actually think the best thing, and we're going to talk about that later as well, the best thing that can happen to this game is if India get bowled out of the next 110, 120 runs and England have to chase 280, 290. But I'm going to go a little further, because I thought what I saw from Rohit Sharma today was outstanding. I mean, he's gone on in a press conference and said when he was asked to open the batting, he realized it was his last chance to make it big in Test match cricket, and he's taken to it like a fish to water. He was lucky that he started off South Africa when they came to India, Michael, and he scored tons of runs. He got 100 in each innings, but that South Africa was unrecognizable from the South Africa that you played against. The South Africa you played against was a serious side. This South Africa wasn't that great, so he got that little soft entry, but opening the batting in England, that's what I want to ask you about. He said, I'm going to play balls and I'm going to play close to my body. But as an opener yourself, as a top order batsman yourself, what did you make of Rohit Sharma there as a batsman in this particular 100?
Well, I honestly think he's earned the right to get those 3 figures. Across the series, he's played nicely. He's had a bit of fortune in the second innings because of the 2 drop catches, Rory Burns at second slip, but he's such a wonderful player to watch. He's one of those players that, and you've seen many, Harsha, that he seems to have so much time. Now, I feel sorry for the bowlers. They run in the ball around 84, 85 miles an hour, and Rohit just goes all the time in the world just to say, thank you. I don't want to play a stroke at that. I'll just defend at that one. And then when he wants to attack, he seems to have all the time. He'll go, no, I'll attack this ball. He's a wonderful player, and I think the tempo of his innings was pure. You know, he had to work very hard. He had to be watchful. He then gets to 50, and then he thought, oh, this pitch is a good one. And then when Moeen Ali came on, when he got to around 65, 70, he went, oh, I'll have a bit of Moeen. It was a fantastic innings. He's a magnificent player to watch.
I also enjoyed the fact that opening partnership just went through that difficult phase. It wasn't very easy batting at the start. So the openers did their job, and then Pujara came out. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, since I think he's changed his diet since the 3rd Test match, because he's suddenly playing the shots and he's playing back foot shots. An Indian batsman is standing in his crease and using the entire length of the pitch and playing back foot shots.
Well, I guess it helps when England bowl short and wide to someone. You know, England bowl wide. He scored 67% of his runs square and behind square on the offside. I'll ask you, is it because of the lack of swing in the second innings, or is it a mindset change in Pujara? Because throughout this series, he's got low scores in the first innings because the ball's moved around. In the second innings, when there's been less swing, he's come out and had a bit more intent. I'd actually like to see him, Harsha, and I'll ask you, does he need to play in that fashion in the first innings? Even when the ball's moving around a bit, does he have to have a bit more busyness about him in the first innings?
Yeah, I just wonder if he thinks his role in the first innings is to be that Rock of Gibraltar, as we were told in when we were kids, be the Rock of Gibraltar. So maybe he wants to be that. But I'd love to see now that he's got two really good second innings efforts behind him, whether he goes and plays in the first innings like that in Manchester, and whether he's able to continue with that same fluency. Gee, some of those forcing shots of the back foot were great. He almost did an Inzamam when he finished almost finished a pull shot by falling on his stumps, but he got past that. What I liked about the partnership as well, Michael, was initially Pujara's played all the shots. Then Moin Ali comes in. Rohit Sharma says, "Right, I'm entering this party," and so Pujara sits back a little bit, and then the new ball takes both of them. I mean, I couldn't make out well, what Rohit Sharma's shot was. Maybe the ball didn't come onto him. Maybe he was just scooping it. But I think it was not Ian Bell. I keep saying Ian Bell. It's not Ian Bell. It's Ollie Pope. But I'm not going to be the last person to make that mistake. He said it's a hard new ball kind of track, that when the ball is hard, it's more difficult to play. And maybe that's what got Pujara eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a day where the clouds were around, and it was a little bit of a warning sign for me and the England team that, when the swing's not there and the seam's not there, four bowlers bowling around 80 to 83 miles an hour, it was too comfortable for the Indian batters. England didn't have that explosive pace. I thought they could have gone to the short ball a bit sooner, to Rohit Sharma in particular, when you think he's been out 3 times playing the pull shot. But that attack of Alison Robinson, Wokes and Overton, when the ball's not swinging, as it didn't do today, it's quite a nice attack to face. And that is an issue for England going forward, and particularly in Australia in a few months' time with the Kookaburra ball where it doesn't swing around. How are they going to get 20 wickets when, with that Kookaburra ball, it might swing for 15 overs and then that's it? There's only Mark Wood, really. There's Ben Stokes missing. He can bowl, bounces and a bit of variation, but they haven't got a great deal in the tank in terms of no Ollie Stone, no Jaffer Archer. And that's the real concern for me with this England attack, that when it's not swinging, are they going to be able to have enough in terms of angle changes and skill levels to get the 20 wickets?
Maybe the quarantine laws in Australia might just save you. They might push the Ashes back by a year, and you might find someone bowling a little quicker by then. But Michael, it's time now, as we do every day, to put you in the hot spot. You did say you were all right with the Jadeja promotion in the first innings. It was a bit tactical. You want a left-hander up there. But it seems now that that is going to be his number. He's actually come in with the new ball on in the very first over, the second over. Was it the first over actually? With the new ball, he's come on. So what does it tell Ajinkya Rahane now? And therefore, are you comfortable with Jadeja now in that position? Maybe going ahead, because there is no other left-hander. So what worked in this Test match is what will work in Manchester. So what do you make of that?
Yeah, I thought it was quite a smart move in the first innings to throw something different to England tactically. It didn't come off, but I thought it was quite a clever move. Whether it's long term, we'll have to wait and see. But all I'll say is to Ravi Jadeja, go and get runs. Go and get runs tomorrow, and make sure that the next Test match you're in at number 5. And I wouldn't be too concerned about Ajinkya Rahane if I was Jadeja or the team. It's all about this Indian team trying to maximise what they've got in these conditions. Obviously, it's been well documented that many feel that Ashwin should have played. They haven't gone with Ashwin, but you know what? This Indian side, they're well on top in this Test match. They've made a couple of tweaky changes to their batting lineup, with Jadeja going at number 5. Jadeja got the 2 wickets, and I think Virat will be thinking, you know what, I might have the last laugh here. And I may on Monday night be able to say to you all, I was right. I would still say to him, if you play Ashwin and you're winning, you can possibly win a bit sooner because he's that good. But Jadeja has to see this opportunity at 5 tomorrow to go and get a score and make sure that he's at number 5 in Manchester in a few days' time.
What I would like to see from Rahane, actually, I'm a huge fan of Rahane, like I am of Pujara. I mean, everyone's a fan of Rohit and Kohli. Is that maybe he just looks at what Pujara's done, and whether he can take a bit of inspiration from what he's done, because his numbers aren't great. He can be pretty good counter-attacking. We've seen him play those kind of innings in the past. So I wonder if he might look at that. Actually, given the way the game is, if he can get a quick 40, 45 as well, I mean, that could be tactically a very, very smart move. So That's what I'm looking forward to see from Rahane when play starts on day 4. But we'll look ahead to day 4. It's time for fast forward. Two or three possible scenarios. One we referred to briefly, that if India do get bowled out with a lead of about 270, 275, 280, it sets it up for a really good game. It could be that England make early inroads with a ball that's only 12 overs old. But the question I have for you, Michael, is you know the conditions, you know what 4th and 5th day conditions at the Oval are like. What is a total that India could feel comfortable with? But more important, what is a total that England would be worried by now that they've seen what the track is like at the end of day 3?
I think anything over 250. The history tells you that only 2 targets of over 250 has been chased down at the Oval. Yes, we're in a different era, and those kind of performances years and years ago shouldn't have any effect. But history is quite important at venues. So over 250 is not going to be easy for England. Over 300, I think it will be too many. So India are right in the box seat. I don't know why you're asking me, Harsha, because you're the person that yesterday got everything right today. You're the one with that crystal ball that getting it right. I think India now have got a great chance of really nullifying their kind of grab on this series. They should be able to get at least another 130 runs, over 300 runs, and I think it'll take a bit more spin on day 5. And I think we'll see the odd ball just keep a little bit low because of obviously the pitch will start to deteriorate. So I think India are right in the box seat, Harsha. Give me your predictions, because whatever you say, I know it's going to happen tomorrow.
My gut feel is if they have the choice, they'll want to bat on till close to tea. If they want to bat on, I don't think they'll set anything less than 350 if they have the option, which is why I think the game will actually be interesting if they go bowled out around 275, 300. If India are in a position to declare, if we see a Virat Kohli special, a few runs from Rahane, I don't think India will declare till they've got about 350 in the bank and have 4 sessions maybe to bowl England out. But we'll wait and see. They might look up at the weather too. But before we finish, there's one last question for you, Michael. Ravichandran Ashwin has asked his supporters, asked his fans, asked people on Instagram, can you recommend me a series to watch? Because I think that's the only series he's going to watch. So give him a suggestion. Give him a nice English serial.
Well, I'll just give him a movie. He should just watch Home Alone.
I know Home Alone, cheer, cruel man. But we'll wait and see. Who knows? There might still be a trick up Virat Kohli's sleeve. But this test match is so wonderfully poised. 171 ahead. Just to remind you, fantastic 100 for Rohit Sharma. But England have a new ball that is only 12 overs old. So all set to look forward to on day 4 when we will join Michael Vaughan once again on Cricbuzz Chatter.